I guess when I was learning how to walk, I walked like a little duckling. And it got shortened to duck.
Did your family call you Duck, or did they call you Dorcas?
Duck mainly.
Mainly Duck?
Mm-hmm.
And you were the youngest of 7. Okay. Fun. Is there something that you did as a family that you enjoyed? Like meals or something?
Well, my parents took care of children, you know, so we ate with the children, we worked together, we washed. We had to do whatever the orphans did, we had to help do. Set the table, wash the dishes, things like that. We did night games in the evenings.
What's a night game?
Ante over. What's that?
Ante over? Throw a ball over the roof to each other?
And someone else on the other team had to catch it.
Yep.
We played that. Hide and seek, things like that.
Now, when you say you ate together, do you mean you had a great big table, or did the boys eat in one area and the girls ate in the other area?
We had several tables.
Okay.
There was a separate place to eat, separate place to wash the dishes. Another room was where they cooked.
Was this in your house?
No, it was in a big house.
Tell them about the boys on one side and the girls on the other.
Yeah,
Like a dorm.
the girls had their own bedrooms, one bathroom. You'd go up the steps this way and then landing and up there, and then there were 3 rooms. No shower, but a bathtub.
So did the girls take a bath one day and the boys took a bath another day?
I don't remember that part.
Okay.
And you slept sometimes 2 in a bed and 3 in a bed.
Tell them about the pond,
What?
The creek?
about the creek down there in the pond.
The creek. Oh, when we went to the swimming hole, we call it a swimming hole.
Okay.
The girls would go a certain time of the day, and we had a little narrow path that we had to go down, and sometimes a little snake would come under, and I didn't like that part.
Didn't you tell me one time about collecting eggs in the chicken coop, and you would find snakes in
we
there?
had laying hens, and
Weren't there snakes in there sometimes?
yeah, they would steal the eggs.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that was kind of scary to get
And we
chicken
had a
eggs.
rooster we named her Casper, came to Casper. And he liked to chase us. And we'd have to run real fast to get to the gate before it come and peck on us.
Oh, really?
Wait a second, bud. Didn't you tell me that Casper ended up somewhere
Yeah,
where did Casper end up?
yeah.
The dinner table, right?
What?
Didn't you guys eat Casper?
Yeah.
Yeah,
My mother made soup
I feel
out of
like,
it.
she was like, you asked what's for dinner, and your mom said, oh, that's Casper soup. What was it like going to school with the Native Americans? Do you have any stories about that?
It was fine.
Yeah?
There's also people in that were bussed in. They were not all Indians. It was just the ones that lived at the home.
They tell them they picked up schools with a school bus just like they do here, right?
Yeah.
How many kids were in your class? Like 5, 10?
We graduated at about 15 in my graduating class. It was not a
15.
big school.
Did you have a favorite teacher?
Helen Romer was one of my teachers that I liked. She helped me to understand algebra. But a geometry, did you have to take geometry?
Hmm.
Is it?
It's not easy.
Oh, I love
Is
it.
that still
Yeah, I
a
did
qualification?
It is.
I hated
I
algebra.
don't. I'm as a poor mathematician.
I'm not an
That's about all.
XYZ guy.
That's about all?
Yeah.
Well, you know, these are interesting stories because, you know, we didn't live the life you did because it was very different for
Yeah.
you. So, can I ask you something I don't understand? So, you lived in the stone house.
When my dad, when someone else hired to take care of the children, then we built this rock house, and I was 9 years old when we moved there.
Okay. Okay. So before then, you lived kind of on campus
Mm-hmm.
with everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did your mom and dad stay?
He had his own office and a bedroom,
And
but
your
there was
mom
one
lived-
big living room for everybody and one dining room and kitchen for everybody.
Okay. So when your siblings all lived in kind of a dormitory kind of setting, when they were younger, I thought you lived in a house when you were younger.
What's the White House?
Yeah, we lived in this big white 2-story house.
Oh, and that's where there were rooms.
3 bedrooms.
Three
here,
bedrooms.
3 bedrooms there.
But then you just said about, you know, you lived in like it was a dorm. So are you talking about the White House?
When the Indian children came,
Yeah.
is that what you said?
Yeah, I guess. I'm just kind of confused. Are you confused, Jan? Do you
A little
understand?
bit. A little bit.
So when you remember coming and when you were born, you lived in the White House first,
No, she was in
or the Stone House first?
No, not the Stone House.
I was 9 years old when we built the house, the stone house.
The Stone House. And you lived where before?
In the big white house with the children.
With all the other kids. Okay, at that time, there weren't any dormitories, right?
Like there are now. There.
Right now there's cottages.
Right. There weren't any cottages then.
No.
And in other words, everybody that lived in that White House, where some were not
Your
siblings, and then you guys lived there, and then other people were bussed in to go to school.
Girls were on one side of the house
Okay.
and the boys the other.
All right, you were in the house.
She's already told you that once.
Okay.
So
I'm confused, sorry.
now you broke your teeth. Tell us that story. How you broke your teeth, your front teeth.
One of the games that we loved to play was the older girls would lay on the bed and we would hold their hands like this and we would sit here and then they would count 1, 2, 3, 4 and then they would go this way and we would land at the end of the bed and I hit the iron part of the bed at the bottom and broke my front teeth.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then you had your teeth in your hand and you went to your mom.
Yeah, crying that I broke my teeth.
Yeah.
I broke my teeth.
So,
I
when,
bet that hurt, Mom. Didn't that hurt?
Well, that's when they had to take me to the dentist and get them fixed. The
so,
dentist took care of it.
And then you had a brother become a dentist, didn't you? Didn't you have a brother? You have a brother. 2 brothers that are dentists, or were? Don't you have two brothers that are dentists?
Yeah,
Two? Are they alive?
Rule's alive.
Rule. Yeah.
He'll be 100 this year.
He's a dentist. He was a
Yeah.
dentist in Texarkana.
And his son is a dentist.
Yeah.
His youngest son is a dentist.
Yeah.
I think you met his wife, didn't you,
I think so.
Lynn?
Yeah. Do you have any other stories you can tell about? I'm curious about growing up in Oaks because that's a very unique place to grow up. Do you have anything that comes to mind about? I know we've been talking about Oaks, but just, you know, I know that's a very broad question.
I didn't like school.
You didn't? Never did?
No, I was not a good student.
You not a good student?
What? I don't believe that.
But you have the most beautiful handwriting of anyone. You have a daughter that does not.
No, she does not.
But your penmanship is beautiful, Mom.
Oh,
But I think you were very good in English.
Yes.
Because you've corrected, I don't know how many papers that we wrote when we were kids.
Yeah, you are a very good writer.
Yes.
Yeah.
You corrected, and she's very good on punctuation.
She
and,
still is too.
And
Did you like?
correct language and all that stuff.
And your organizational skills are fantastic.
Yes.
Papa Red wouldn't be able to do what he does without you.
No, that's right. I agree with you.
Yeah?
Did you like English while you were in school? I know you didn't like school, but
Did you? Yeah.
did you enjoy English? What was your favorite subject at school? If
PE?
Lunchtime.
What was your favorite part about growing up in rural Oklahoma on a Native American
Well,
reservation?
Answer the first question about English first.
Yeah, okay, about English.
did you like English?
I didn't like school.
Across the board.
Done.
So does that answer your question?
Well, but just because you didn't like it didn't mean you didn't pick up some really good skills.
I did
to
have one
share.
favorite teacher though.
What did
and,
she teach?
She helped me to understand algebra at that time.
Okay.
But geometry,
Mm-mm.
Like a cloud that went over your head.
Tell us about Charlie.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you telling me about Charlie.
Who's Charlie?
Charlie Rucker. Is that his last name?
Charlie and his brothers, I think he had two brothers that came to the Oaks Indian Mission. And he was just a favorite Indian of the whole community of the Oaks School.
He lived with you for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, his brother, when my dad was bedfast, his brother took care of him. And one time we were visiting my dad, and Lois was there, and Lois said, "Papa, you got that look on your face at the time that I stole that chicken." And I said, "Well, what's that about, Lois?" And he said, he smoked cigarettes, and he was out of, when they would roll their own
Yeah.
cigarettes, and he was out of
The paper.
tobacco, and
Mhm.
and so he was in the process of stealing a chicken that he wanted to sell so he could go buy some tobacco. And my dad caught him in the act. So he didn't get
He didn't get his
He didn't
cigarettes that day.
he didn't get to do that.
So he was up to some no good sometimes, but he was very likable. People liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Charlie Tucker was the oldest one, right?
Yeah.
He was part of the crew that lived in the White House, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was Lewis also a part of that, who lived in the White House? Did Lewis Tucker live in the
Lewis
Whi-
is one of the brothers.
Yeah, did he live in the White House too?
Yes.
Okay.
And he worked around Oaks for a while.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I was younger.
He
I
helped
don't
my
know.
brother with some
Ken-
things on the farm.
Yeah, when, I don't know if you remember that, we went down and Charlie Tucker, I thought it was Charlie, maybe it was Lewis. Anyway, there was a cow that was birthing a calf, and it was breech, and they had to tie a rope around it and try to pull. And I remember that, and I'm like, do you remember that?
I don't think
Were they
so.
successful?
The cow died.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about the calf, I didn't ask, I just overheard him say the cow died.
Well, Gran, happy birthday. We love hearing
you.
your
Thank
your
you.
stories.
It was fun.
Yeah.